Good morning, everybody. Welcome to JAM 2025. My name is Mike Winsman. I'm the Director of Transfer and Technology at BC Cat. I'm so glad you're able to join us today. I am going to be your host for the next 2 days as we go through our various sessions virtually throughout JAM. First and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge that I'm coming to you today from the unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. BC Cat is committed to building respectful relationships with the First Peoples, and we thank them for their hospitalities. You have probably guessed by the music and by taking a look throughout the website that we have a bit of a nautical theme going on this year for JAM 2025. The theme for JAM is Hold Fast, Navigating the Currents of Post-Secondary Transfer. And you'll have definitely seen some of that throughout the music already, quite a few comments in the chat about that. I think you can agree that for the last year, post-secondary has felt like it's going through a bit of some choppy waters when you take a look at, some of the challenging enrollment situations, leadership changes, or just general uncertainty. I think you can be excused for feeling a little bit topsy-turvy from all the waves that have been crashing against you. When I got into the office this morning and took a look at the newspapers, there was already a number of articles about how post-secondary institutions are reacting to the new federal budget. Just another example of the different waves that come crashing at us from all angles. When you take a look at the different sessions that we have scheduled, I think that you'll see that that theme is reflected on a number of the topics that we will be presenting on over the course of the next 2 days. Today, we have a number of sessions that are focused on some of the research that we have been doing here at BC Cat. We also have an Ask Me Anything, which is your opportunity to help build some of the content and ask us questions if you've had any burning questions about transfer and articulation. And of course, we'll have our ever popular technology update, which will come later today. Tomorrow, we have a number of keynote panels, and I think you'll definitely want to tune in for that. The first one in the morning is focused on navigating the currents of post-secondary transfer, and we brought in a number of higher education leaders to reflect and tell us their perspective on how things are going on the ground. And in the afternoon, we have a panel that's dedicated to preserving Indigenous languages, and this was a really, really good session that I think you'll want to take in. I think you'll find that there was a lot of really relevant information coming out of that session. And finally, tomorrow at the end of the day, you may have already heard the CAT is a little bit out of the bag, but there are some upcoming changes to BC CAT at the leadership level, and Dr. Rob Fleming will be on hand tomorrow afternoon to tell you a little bit more about what's going on at BC CAT. Whether you are a new person attending JAM or a veteran Jammy, we do expect we'll have over 350 people over the course of the next 2 days engaging and interacting with each other. You may have noticed, obviously, that we're using a new platform. If you've attended JAM previously, this is the first year that we're using Feedloop, which is a Canadian software provider. So hopefully this will go smoothly on your end, and I'm going to give a bit of a brief overview of how that will all work in just a few minutes. The goal for you is to engage with us, to learn from our presenters, to learn from BC Cat, to ask your questions about the BC transfer system, and to engage with each other. And if you walk away feeling that that was a worthwhile experience, then I think that we will have accomplished our mission for JAM 2025. Now, we're going to get to a bit of a warm-up in just a minute, but before I do that, I'd like to pass the virtual microphone over to Angus Graham, who is BC Cat's Council Co-Chair. This is Angus's third JAM. When he came to us just a little over 2 years ago, I think that he had been at BC Cat for about 3 days, and we threw him right into the fire and asked him to do a welcome to JAM, and he probably wasn't even entirely sure what JAM was all about, but he is now a JAM veteran. Last year, I said that he was a grizzled JAM veteran. I don't know how grizzled he is anymore, but he is looking pretty sharp, and he is standing by. For those of you that don't know, Angus, in his previous life, was the president at Selkirk College for 12 years, and he's had a number of executive and co-chair roles in key provincial organizations such as the Trades Training Consortium, the Council of Presidents for BC Colleges, as well as the Post-Secondary Employers Association. So with that, I'm going to pass the baton over to you, Angus, for a welcome on behalf of Council.
Well, thanks so much, Mike. And going from grizzled to seasoned, does that make me a jammy, a veteran jammy? That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone, and welcome to Jam 25. I'll acknowledge that I'm coming to you from the West Kootenay Boundary region, Nelson, and that's a region of BC where we acknowledge and our respect for the traditional territories of the Sinixt, the Syilx, the Ktunaxa, and the Secwepemc people. And just thinking about our acknowledgements and how important this event is to bring people together for students and to improve learning pathways and learning journeys for students from small and medium and large institutions and also from small, medium, and large communities all over the province. So if you're looking for something to put into the chat, it'd be lovely to share what territories you're from and just to bring a little bit more of that community spirit to what we're going to do over the next couple of days. Um, really, Jam is about many things that we talk about in acknowledgement statements and other meetings around reciprocity, respect, collaboration, and journeying together. And I love this idea of holding fast because sometimes when you're journeying together, yeah, waters do get choppy and it gets difficult to navigate. And the idea of having a lighthouse is kind of the theme as well on the slides. To any navigator, whether you're on land or out in the water, um, anything that helps you keep the journeying going in the right direction is just great support. And I think this event really illustrates what BC is trying to do to keep the system connected, really ultimately for students to have really effective and productive learning journeys where they're often attending more than just the one institution over the course of their journey. And so the work that BC Cat does is so critical, and this event is so critical to just on an annual basis bring many people together. Mike was saying some 350 have or more have registered for the next 2 days. So it's just great to have that level of networking available. And we did take a decision to put the event online this year just to make sure that people who are coping with other busy events at their home institutions were able to continue to attend. So thanks, Mike, for setting us up, and thank you everyone for joining us. It's a really jam-packed, to no pun intended, to jam-packed event in the next couple of days, and lots of learning and connecting to be had. So thanks again and welcome.
Thank you, Angus. That was wonderful, and really appreciate those comments. Yes, as you alluded to, we have decided to pivot to being completely online this year to ensure that we can engage with everyone on an equal platform, and we're really excited about this pivot to Jam this year. So we're going to go right into a bit of a warm up and an overview of Jam. I can see already that there are plenty of people already putting comments into the chat. That's very much appreciated. I'm just going to give a quick overview of FeedLoop for those of you that are new to it or that have not been a part of it in the past, just so that we can talk a little bit about how you can get the most out of this platform. So first things first, I will let you know that if you want to get the most out of FeedLoop, and this is probably the most important piece of advice I'm going to give you, please use the virtual event lobby. This is also known as your web browser. This is the best way to get the most out of the FeedLoop platform. There is a mobile app and you can download it to your device of choice. However, what we did discover when we were doing our technical walkthrough and testing is that some of the features that are available on the web lobby are more advanced, and there's more features available than on the mobile app. The mobile app is a little more limited. We did find out that there is an update available to FeedLoop that's supposed to level that whole playing field, but we'd already done our walkthrough, and so we didn't want to mess with our technology. So if I could strongly encourage you to do one thing, please make sure that you use the web app or the virtual lobby, because that's how you'll get the most out of the platform. And this is the picture of the lobby, which if you are watching this right now, then you have already succeeded in your first challenge. You will see on the left-hand side, this is where you can find the navigation. where you can go through the lobby, the sessions, the speakers, and find out more about the event itself. On the right-hand side, you will be able to see the chat and the question and answers, and that's where you can engage with all of us as well as the presenters. Now, in terms of the overall agenda, it's going to be a mix of pre-recorded as well as live sessions. Most of the sessions are 30 minutes. There are a few that are a little bit longer, and for all the sessions, we will have a live question and answer for our presenters. So all of our presenters are standing by and they will be available to take your questions. So please be sure to put your questions into the chat. It's all available to you on the right-hand side. Sessions are going to be streamed in real time and they will be uploaded after the fact to our YouTube channel, but it won't be immediate. So it won't be that after this session, it's immediately going up on YouTube, but we will get them up onto our YouTube channel once the event has concluded. You can obviously leave the stream and you can come back at any time and enjoy whichever sessions are the most relevant to you. Now, in terms of accessibility, if you take a look on the right-hand side and just take a look at the top of the screen, you'll see a bit of a black icon with a human inside of it. That is your ability to adjust the accessibility features within Feedloop, and there are a lot of them. So if you want to take a look through that and customize your overall experience, take a look at the different options there. You can go from light mode to dark mode. You can turn on different features or turn off different features. The one feature, though, that's not built in is closed captioning. That is available, though, if you are using Chrome. It's a setting within Chrome. So if you go into Chrome settings and click on accessibility, you can turn on closed captioning. But all the other accessibility features are available within the Feedloop platform. Now, I do want to draw your attention to the networking platform. This is where you can engage with other people that are part of Jam outside of regular sessions. So if you take a look at the networking tab, there are two columns. There is the people column, and then there is the groups column. The people column is where you can engage with other attendees and find out who's here. The group column is where there are basically the discussion groups or the chat room. And we've set up a number of them already for you to take a look at. We have the Articulation Ask Me Anything chat room in there. We also have various chat rooms with different themes. I will tell you that there's a maximum of 25 people allowed in each chat room at each given time. And participation is optional. So you can engage in whatever level you feel comfortable. If you like to engage with others, no problem. These are your spaces to go to. If you prefer to just watch and listen and learn, that is absolutely fine as well. Just remember, BCCat does support a safe, inclusive, and respectful environment for all participants. So please do keep that in mind as you engage with each other in the chat rooms as well as directly. We have a couple of engagement activities that are in alignment with our theme. We have the Hold Fast Escape Room Challenge. This is something new this year that we are trying out. It is an escape room challenge. There are various challenges once you get into the escape room to try to find your freedom. I was going through it yesterday and was having actually quite a lot of fun trying to figure out my way through the current. Again, participation is optional, but winners will be announced on Jam Day 2, and there are now instructions in the chat group for how to access the escape room and instructions for how to submit your results. Finally, we also have a Navigate the Currents quiz, which is where you can test your BCCat knowledge to impress your friends and family. And I assure you, fame and fortune awaits, depending on how you do in the Navigate the Currents quiz. I can tell you that last year I was twice out in public settings and I got recognized for my work at Jam. Like somebody literally came up to me once at a party and said, "I recognized your voice from across the room." And that's when I learned that being a higher education celebrity is the least lucrative type of celebrity you can be. There is no money in it whatsoever, but it was kind of funny and it made my wife laugh and that made me laugh as well. Finally, there's the What's Your Jam playlist. We have had a lot of fun over the last couple of years. You'd think in an event like Jam that music would be front and center. This actually came about a couple of years ago when right before Jam started, Taylor Swift announced that she was coming to Vancouver, and all of a sudden my phone completely exploded and we started getting a number of requests for Taylor Swift music throughout the day. We have put together a Jam playlist, and many of you have already been commenting on that in the chat, which is appreciated. If you'd like to get a song entered into our rotation, please feel free to make some requests. What we are asking is that you put together a nautical theme. So if there are music selections that have a bit of a nautical theme, those would be appreciated, and would be keeping in alignment with the overall theme of Jam. All right, we're going to do just a very quick warm-up because I know we're already at time. So the first thing I'd like you to do is just introduce yourself into the chat. Many of you have already done so. You're more than welcome to tell us which lands which you're residing, where you're coming from, and let us know if you are attending your first jam or if you have attended multiple jams in the past. We're happy to say hello to you. All of our staff are standing by. And I can see already that there's already 53 people that have put introductions into the chat. Hi, Jennifer Robertson from Athabasca. Hi, Jean from VIU. Nice to see you. Grant McMillan. Oh, Grant, you're worried about whether you can get out of the escape room. I guess we'll find out, because if not, we'll be down a council member. Grant McMillan from Trinity Western is on our council. So looks like everybody is got the hang of this already. Hi, Emil. Hi, Sarah. Okay. I do want to point out that there's also a question and answer tab. So if you look in the middle of your tab, there is a Q&A, and this is where you can ask a question about what you hope to learn at Jam this year. This is a bit like Jeopardy. If there's something you'd like to learn about, you can frame it in the form of a question, and you can feel free to put your questions into the Jam. And this is going to be the format that we're going to use for all of our sessions. So looks like you guys are already hopping to it. We've got several hundred people already in the chat. Hi, Jacqueline. This is really great. Love to see all the engagement. Love to see you guys already hop into it. Okay, we are a little over time. I am going to take a 1-minute break while we set up the next session. So if you could join into the Ask Me Anything session, which is going to kick off in just 1 minute time, we are going to then jump over there. This is your opportunity to ask us whatever question you'd like about transfer and articulation. Fiona and myself will be standing by live. Finally, if you are posting on social media, this is our hashtag for the event, so feel free to use this hashtag as you are posting on social media, whether it's on X or Instagram or whatever social media channel you are on. Thank you. That's it for the warm-up, and we'll see you in about 1 minute's time in the Ask Me Anything session.